Hey guys, welcome back. It's DD. This is the DD Trader channel. Having another video for you, and this one's going to be about the trading journal. Now, a lot of people talk about the journal online, and it's definitely an amazing tool to become a successful trader. But one thing that people don't talk about too often is not only tracking your results, but using the results that you get from the journal. And this is what I like to call journaling and optimizing. So the question is, why make a journal? And, we could talk about a lot of different reasons about why you should make a journal and what should be in your journal. But the bottom line is that you need to treat your trading like a business. And you need to treat your trading seriously. And, why would anyone who opens a pizza store not see how many people are ordering pepperoni pizza and how many people are ordering french fries and what he sells more and which drinks people like you got to be an idiot if you don't do that. And the same thing with our trading. We don't just let it go and just keep on hitting the buy and sell and whatever works and hopefully I'll be up. We're trying to get better. We're trying to understand where our edge lies. So a lot of things having to do with this. I always say, treat your trading like a business. Oh, it's going to cost so much money to get this software. Okay, it costs money. You got to invest in your business. And the same thing is true here. You need to make a journal because you need to treat your trading like a business. Okay, what are the important parts of a journal? So this bugs me out. A lot of people, they're writing, I got in at 1.2915 and I got out at 1.2935, and that's their journal. Or how many pips was it, and their position size. That's what the app's for. It gives you all that information. That's not the important part of a journal. You want to put it in? Great. But the important parts of the journal are something that you're not going to get from MT4 or whatever platform you're using. The important parts of a journal is, why did you take this trade? What did you see in the market that showed you that this was a trade? Not only was this a trade, but this is your trade. And it's really good to actually mark up your chart as well before you copy it and put a link to it in your journal. But leave those notes, and if you're not even going to do it on the chart, then write some serious notes. Why did you do it? What were your confluences, and what was your analysis to even get into the market in the first place? And then a super important part of writing in your journal is, how did you manage the trade? Once you hit that buy and sell button, anything can happen, and the fears start to come up, and frustration, and all the emotions start to come up. So I'm assuming that you're like me and normal people, that a lot of times we get out too early, or we hold on too long when the market has clearly gone against us. So you need to write that, and write, was it according to your plan or not, and write that and understand how many of your trades are you seeing that you're getting out too early? How many are you seeing that you're pulling down your stop loss? I don't even want to mention that, but things like that. And then obviously, what could you have done differently? Look at it. And one thing that I like to do, I don't do it every time, but one thing that I like to do is to keep a little note and watch what happened in that trade later. Because a lot of times I find that myself, I'm personally a little bit eager to get into the market, and I get in maybe a few candles too early. And a lot of times I've noticed that, if I see how the trade ended up coming my way anyways, it would have worked out. So that's something that you could keep track of too. And those are really the important parts of a journal, not the little technical information that you could get from the app or any platform. It's your part of the trade. What was your part? Why did you do it? How did you manage it? Okay, but what's the most important part of your journal? Reviewing it. You got to review your journal. It's not like some homework that you do for your teacher and then you never look at it again, and when school's out, you just burn it. It's yours. You made this, and you need it, and you want it, and you want to review it. What are you reviewing? So you're trying to identify your strengths and weaknesses. Like, you need to see what are the patterns over here. What are you doing right and what are you doing wrong? You know, the strengths and weaknesses are what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Maybe you're really good in the trend, but you suck when it comes to those ranges. Like, you always think that now's the time that it's going to break out of the range, and it never does. But when it comes to those trends, you're emotionally calm, and you could see it. You feel the pressure going down or up, and you're great. You know, you have a high percentage. That's an important thing to know. And if you don't review your journal after you write in it, how are you going to know that? What's the point in it? And what are you good at? What are you bad at? What works for you? What doesn't? And when you identify these strengths and weaknesses, like, something for me is that I notice that when I start to lose, like, say, 2 in a row, I have a lot more losses. I notice that I just don't. I always think, oh, now I'm going to do it, and I'm trying to, like, see myself, like, in the market, or maybe getting something back from the market. So one of the things that I noticed was that I was bunching up the losses. Like, when I wasn't bunching up the losses, I was very consistent. But when I was bunching up the losses, it really ate up a lot of my profit. So what did I do? First of all, I noticed that because I reviewed my journal. But then I decided, after 2 losses, I'm done for the day. What? Oh, but this. Okay, we're learning. We're always trying to get better. After 2 losses, I'm done for the day. Let me sit with that frustration, with that, like, oh, I want to get back in. And, after sleep and waking up the next day, and you could do it however you want. Go for a walk, have a coffee. For me, I needed that at that point in my trading. I needed to say, I'm done for the day. And that was something that I really learned, that I couldn't have learned unless I reviewed, my journal. And it just allows you to focus on what you do well and minimize the things that you don't. Like we said before, if somebody is, like, a really bad range trader, so then he shouldn't be trading those ranges too often. Or, and someone who's really good in the trend, he should stick to that and look for those types of trades. So I want to say that, like, the importance of the journal is to review your journal. And that's to optimize your trading by identifying your strengths and your weaknesses. And once you do that, you can focus more on your strengths and minimize your weaknesses, and that's going to make you guys a better trader. I hope this video was helpful. Please like it, subscribe. We're going to get you out more. All right, guys, DD out.